Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever the time is where you are. Today on the Volvo 940 Turbo Estate, we are going to replace the camshaft oil seal, front one, which sits in there, because mine leaks. And what it does is it leaks all the way down here onto the water pump, which isn't good, because I think that's why my water pump went the first time. This is a new water pump, well, newish, so to save the seals, the gasket, I'm going to replace that camshaft oil seal. So yeah, first thing you need to do really is get yourself a 24mm socket, get it down there on the crank pulley and just turn the engine over until you get to top dead centre. So this mark here lines up with that mark there on the cover. The front part of my cover's missing. I've never had it, so I did buy a replacement, but I've never put it on. Anyway, that's besides the point. Once you're at top dead centre, we need to undo the tensioner for the timing belt. Push the tensioner this way and then tighten it back up to loosen the belt, which I'm going to do now. I'm going to clamp the belt with some mole grips to stop anything moving, and then pop the belt off. But before I do that, I'm just going to loosen the cam bolt here, just so, because there's tension on the belt, so I'll be able to get it off easier. Alright, this is the janky ghetto setup we're dealing with. Obviously take the belt off, pinch it tight around the bottom pulley so it doesn't jump about, and then you can just pull this back case forward once you've got the cam gear off. And then the seal just pops out. I just used a tiny little screwdriver. You don't need to, I didn't have a pick would have been better, but a little tiny screwdriver just kind of in the edges there and the other side, and just gently prise it out. You don't want to be scratching anything, but it comes out pretty easily, especially because it's leaking and fucked. But yeah, I've cleaned all this up. I'm just going to get in there with a cotton bud because I'm anal, just to really clean out that groove, and then we'll pop the new sucker in. You can see the difference here. Look at the state of that. Clearly leaking for a while, and it's misshapen as well, so no wonder. There's the new one, brand spanker. This is the part number in case you're interested, from Professional Parts Sweden, 214-32273. I mean, you can get a genuine Volvo one. A lot of people say you should, but that's the one I've got, so that's the one that's going in. Just to double check, it goes in that way. Okay, so I've just put a thin film of clean engine oil around both contact surfaces, inside and outside, and I've just pushed it in there. And what I'm going to do to get it flush and to go in even is take the old seal, put it over the top, and then just tap that on, probably with a big socket or something, just to get that recessed in. But you don't want to go too far in. I think the spec is like 1 to 2 mil past flush. I'll have to double check that now before I do it, but yes, obviously it doesn't want to be protruding, so yeah, 1 to 2 mil beyond flush, I think. Let's do that. She's in there. Just got to button all this back up, get the cam gear back on, and cross my fingers that it's not leaking anymore. Time will tell, but I think we'll leave it there. So yeah, it can be done without pulling off all your gubbins here. You only need to remove the cam gear and then the timing belt, but make sure you don't move anything. Cool, see you later.